All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Adams Brothers podcast.
Come on in the room. We know it's Bible study night, but come on in the room.
This is a pop-up podcast. We just got off of an interview with Rebecca Medina. She is the Director of Public Affairs and Marketing with the City of Deerfield Beach. So it was a very good interview. If you missed it, the live stream, you can go back and watch the playback. It's on our page right now. It's on our YouTube page, and it's on our Facebook page right now. We just on here for a pop-up podcast. We're not going to stay on here that long. We both are tired, man. We both work.
Indeed.
We're just on here to come on here and talk about random things. We don't have an agenda. So if you want to chop it up about something for about 30 minutes, we can. We're not going to be on here long tonight. So welcome to the Adams Brothers podcast, the hottest podcast in Florida, probably around the nation right now. So thank you for joining us here. Let's chop it up. So we were just on with Rebecca Medina just now, and she mentioned the state of the city. State of the city is next. Well, when is the next
Wednesday?
Next Wednesday at the Johnny L. Tigner Center. It is a nice event. They're gonna have some good food, and you could dress up, put on your nice clothes, put on fellas, put on a shirt and tie, maybe even wear a suit.
November 20th. I had a tie
20th.
on last year.
A
It
tie?
was a nice event. Yeah, I had a tie.
I know you told me about it. I didn't get a chance to make it because
Oh, it was
obviously
very nice.
I had sciatica in the worst way last year, and I couldn't even walk. So I didn't get a chance to make it last year, but if it's God's will, I'll make it this year. And I plan on having a good time at the State of the City next Wednesday, November the 20th, at the Johnny L. Tigner Center.
Tickets are $75. I know, as I said on our last broadcast, it might be a little pricey for a lot of people. I know coming into the holidays, but the food last year, they had seafood, and I'm quite sure they probably have the same thing. They had a spread of food. I mean, they had like stone crab legs, seafood crab legs. They had that spread out at the JM Family Center. It was over near their little mini amphitheater, but it was very nice. The atmosphere was nice. See how nice and breezy that breeze blowing out there right now? That's how it was last year. It was nice, wasn't hot. It was just a nice vibe out there. They had drinks, and it was nice out there. I had an awesome time at the State of the City last year. I was out there covering it for our Adams Brothers podcast, taking pictures, taking videos, but it was very nice. So I hope people would come. I hope, like I said, I know the tickets are on the price side, but come. I know it's done through the chamber. I might have said the Kiwanis. I don't know. I'm not for sure. I know Rebecca Medina just said earlier that
Yeah,
it
it's
was
through the Chamber
through
of
the
Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah,
so you can go through them to find out to get the tickets.
Sandra Cheatham, thank you for joining us. We see you here in the room. So thank you for joining us.
Also, city facilities will be closed in observance of Thanksgiving on. They will be closed Thursday, of course, November 28th, and Friday, November 29th, in observance of Thanksgiving. So just keep that in mind that the city facilities will be closed Thanksgiving Day and the day after Thanksgiving.
And speaking of Thanksgiving, the Adams Brothers and our podcast, we're gonna, in the future, we're going to be giving away a few turkeys at Thanksgiving for some needy families. We'll probably start it next year. We'll start announcing it here on the podcast, and we'll take a few donations from our viewers or whatever money that we raise. We'll donate some of our money, of course, and we'll maybe start out with, 10 turkeys, and we'll go around, pick 5 or 10.
Yeah, it's
Something
not going to
small.
be
It's
no big event now.
No, it's not going to be 50 or 100 turkeys or nothing like that. We're going to start out really small. and we're gonna pick out
Real
some
needy
families
people.
that really need it, not just somebody. It won't be anybody in our family or something like that. We're not gonna take money and then go give it to our family members or nothing like that. We don't do that here.
And we know people love the harvest turkeys. I have seen people go get in a line and I mean, I see if you're getting it for some other elderly person, but no, it's, you know, weeks. I have seen people harvesting the turkeys just because it's free. No, like Daryl said, it'll be going to a needy family, very needy.
And we'll check with the churches, the local churches, to see if there's a family that just, you know, maybe lost a loved one and they're going through some hard times right now, or just whoever they are. We like to give them a turkey and maybe like a little gift bag of, you know, maybe cranberry sauce or stuffing and stuff. Just, you know, something to hopefully give, you know, help them have a nice Thanksgiving. So
yes,
that'll probably we'll start that next year, in 2025. So we'll be announcing it here.
We'll start way ahead of time.
Way ahead of time. Yeah, taking donations.
We'll start probably like taking donations probably around in August if we can. And the money's going directly.
We can set up an event, something like an event on Facebook, and you all could see every time somebody make a donation, and whatever money is in there, that's what'll be spent on the turkeys. Okay, so yeah, so we have good intentions, and those good intentions will move forward.
Yes.
No shady stuff over here.
Not at all.
So we talked about the state of the city. We talked about having a little turkey drive here. And also yesterday they had a big meeting down at the governmental center.
Yes.
The Broward County Commissioners, they were voting on the dump. The dump over here on Green Road and Power Line, Wiles Road and Power Line. They want to go up from 225 feet up to 325 feet. So that big hill of garbage you see over there on Southwest 10th, Green Road and Power Line, Wiles Road, whatever that is over there, they want to go up another 100 feet. And I don't know if you've ever, well, most people haven't been up there, but I have.
Yeah, I have too.
When I worked for the city of Deerfield Beach, I went up there and I was dumping loads up there of concrete and all of this and that. And when you're on the top of that hill, man, you can see all the way down to Fort Lauderdale and Hollywood. You can see the big buildings way down there. You can see a lot up there. So Waste Management wants to expand. And there were some rumors about they were offering certain cities a little kickback, you know, if they go along with it. So there was allegations. We don't know if that's 100% true, but
well, we had Vice Mayor Todd Drosky.
Yeah,
and he attended the meeting that they had that day. So he said that came from him that they had offered, but when they got to the meeting, it was turned down. Coconut Creek
turned it down.
Yeah, turned the money down. So, but we also found out that our garbage that we, put out does not go to that hill. That garbage goes. It was a city up
Kissimmee.
Yeah,
it goes all the way up to Kissimmee, Florida. The garbage that they pick up right here. Well, go ahead and you can finish.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that our garbage here goes to Kissimmee. Only thing goes out there is waste.
That's up around
construction.
Orlando.
Yeah, construction material. Is pretty much like you're doing renovations on your house, as the vice mayor said. That's what some of the stuff that goes out there, wood, whatever. But the garbage you put out goes up to Kissimmee, I guess, to maybe some incinerator or like a similar Monarch Hill or somewhere. I'm not for sure what. We were just in Kissimmee here. I would have loved to probably have rode around over there and took a good look. Oh, Kissimmee is very, very,
I'd like to buy a home up there myself, man. Kissimmee
traffic is bad though up there.
That Walmart they got up there, it is a freaking nightmare.
Yes, man, it is.
That's the worst nightmare. Not nightmare, but that's the worst Walmart busy, as far as being busy, that's the worst Walmart I have ever been in my entire life, because it's out in Kissimmee, out near Disney World, and everybody is out there in Airbnbs and hotels, and
it was packed.
Everybody was out there buying food, and it was a madhouse. You would think that they were giving away government cheese out there or something. And
it was packed.
It was crazy. I never ever been in a Walmart like that before in my life. But Kissimmee is beautiful. Bad. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
It's a beautiful, well-maintained, well-kept, immaculate city.
Yeah, they make sure that if you go there, it's a lot of Airbnbs there. Most people probably have been there for some type of excursion or something with their family, just in a family, friends, and you can see the nice Airbnbs that was there. I mean, we saw Airbnbs had 14, 15, 16 rooms with about 7 or 8 bathrooms, and those things were nice out there.
Yeah. The one we had was like 10 or 11 bedrooms and like 8 or 9 bathrooms.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was huge, man. It was
awesome. Man. Nice pool in the back. Nice area. Me and Daryl went walking that morning. It's nice just to be able to go walking peacefully there.
When I hit Kissimmee. That Mega Millions tonight, I'm going to go up there and buy me a nice home up there in Kissimmee. Another additional property up there in Kissimmee. So you heard it first here. I'm going to hit that Mega Millions tonight. I'm going to disappear.
Also, it is a city commission meeting on November 19th. A regular city commission meeting will be held Tuesday, November 19th, 2024 at 7 p.m. in the city commission chambers located at City Hall, Deerfield City Hall. I don't know what y'all think. We had the vice mayor on here the other day, and he was talking about a new BSO substation and a new city hall. It is my opinion, from going to school up at Deerfield Elementary, and City Hall looks the same. I know they did all these renovations, and definitely I believe it is my opinion of being here all my life that we need a brand new city hall, and I know how we're gonna pay for it. Well, we always find a way to pay for every other thing that we want, but we need a new police building, which you go out of Florida now, they call them, and out of Deerfield they call them public safety buildings now, and they're very nice. But we need something like that here in the future, and I would hope that in the future we can get something like that and redevelop that whole area where the old Pioneer Park is at, maybe shops, and the sky's the limit here.
Yeah, they need a new city hall. The vice mayor was saying, in his office inside the city hall, literally they have rainwater dropping down on his head in there. So that it's an old building that's been there for 60 years,
if not longer,
and it needs to be torn down and rebuilt. They need a new city hall there.
New police department.
Way outdated. The police department is shameful.
Yeah.
It's
we need to go up some stories on that.
Yeah, they need to go up.
Kind of like the BSO down in Fort Lauderdale. We need a state-of-the-art police facility, and I believe we need a state-of-the-art city hall. Hopefully we can get that done responsibly with public input, of course.
City of Sunrise just put up a nice brand new city hall out there. They just opened it a few months ago. They tore the old one down and upgraded the lift station and everything around there. And I think the public safety building is next. To me, I don't see anything wrong with the public safety building. I was looking at it, I'm like, they're going to tear down this nice building? So if they're going to tear down that very nice building and put up another one, I can just imagine what the other ones is going to look like. And Deerfield needs to do the same thing. They need to either move the police station out to the fire station over here on FAU way, or
they got to build onto that too.
Build onto it, or or tear it down and make it
whatever,
and make it all in one.
Yeah,
and then they could expand City Hall over there and make it bigger.
The other cities are like that we travel
Yeah.
to. The other cities have like an all-in-one. You look police on one side, fire, and they have
That's
planned
all
for the future. And
Sunrise.
they have planned for the future. If they need any more upgrades, they have enough room to expand further and go up further. So yeah, we need that here. And I know I hear all the time about, we don't need a new city. We've been here all of our lives. I used to walk to the school up there at 6 years old. So we saw the same building now. Again, to people just coming here, yeah, you don't need it. But we've been here and we like to see some change here. So I think that with public input, we can come to some common ground and get something did there. With a lot of other projects. Like I said, next year we're gonna have the MLK drainage project, and that's gonna be probably we're gonna have people on here from the city, hoping that it won't happen like it went over by the middle school and all those areas in the Cove. Hopefully we can get public officials on here where we know we can so we don't have the same problems on MLK, because trust me, that's going to be a big, huge project. Remember, they're going to be coming down from close to McDonald's all the way down. So they're probably going to have to put the kids back on Second Avenue, right, on the east side, because that project is not something that's going to be done overnight. And they're also going to be, good evening, Barbara Newsom. That is a project that's they're going to be widening the road, so they're going to be doing a lot of improvements here. And definitely we're going to need public input in the future over on MLK. You remember they were trying to make that a 2-lane road. Remember, we used to have a 2-lane road. They were actually trying to go back
to a 2-lane
road, but
it made no sense.
But we objected, and I remember a lot of us objected. I remember Stacey Days. It was a lot of people just like started writing the commission here years ago, and we were able to stop that. I mean, going back to a 2-lane road, what sense did that make? And some of the excuses was made that someone came flying out of the Jehovah's Witness church over there, whatever they call it, Kingdom Hall. I don't want to be insensitive to whatever, but whatever they call it, and hit my dad years ago. And that was used by some official as a basis to go back to a 2-lane road, talking about the garbage trucks coming over there. Well, the garbage trucks where else the garbage trucks gonna go? I mean, come on. But that wasn't reason enough to make MLK take us back in the past to a 2-lane road. That is why it is very important the public stay involved here, because without any public input, we'll be looking at going back to a 2-lane road. And you know how bad traffic is over there when school is out. Can you imagine a 2-lane road going back to a 2-lane road on MLK? That was the most idiotic idea that was ever came up with over there.
Eugene Austin, good evening. Jamie Nero, hello to you. Risa Riley, Anita Burns, and Tony Get Sensational Sands. Thank you all for joining us as well.
Tony, I'm gonna hit you up when we get off.
Yeah. So if they're gonna be putting in drainage over there on Martin Luther King, they got to tear up the road. Okay. It's gonna be dirt and rocks.
Right.
If you go through there with your nice car and then you just got to wash, it's gonna be dirty. Okay. Don't come calling the city talking about you ran into a pothole and this and that. And
avoid the area.
If you can avoid the area, avoid it, because it's going to be messed up for a while, some months.
Don't go over there. Stay out from over there.
Just avoid the whole area. You complain about, the water is in the road, but they can't fix the drainage without digging up the road. Okay. Right. So use your common sense, people. Don't start complaining, over here, been wanting this done for a while.
For the longest.
And you're finally getting ready to get it. So, Deerfield. If you been living in Deerfield or been in Pompano, you done been through Deerfield a million times. The other roads you can take Natura, take Dixie, take Federal.
Yeah, Second Avenue. That's the road.
Military
that's
Trail.
The east side. Yes, so many roads.
all these other roads you can take. So
avoid that area, and just, you're gonna, like Daryl said, you're gonna get dust, you're gonna get all that. So you're gonna get all that. I mean, just folks, let's not complain all the time about progress. Progress demands sacrifice. So we've been wanting that road over there, MLK, with the drainage. It's been a hellhole over there for the last 40 years now over there going down that street. So we finally gonna be able to get drainage over there. Let's show the people that it can be done. We can do it the right way over here.
And I'm pretty sure you told me about it, and I had already I noticed it myself, but the lights were back on Dixie Highway. But now I see the lights south of here, like they're back out again.
And I just called them
out again. They just fixed all the lights, and these thieves, man, as fast as they fix them,
the lights,
they go through and steal all of the elements out of there, and now it's back from 15th Street.
It's dark again.
Down to 48th Street, it's all dark again.
And I called the city. I called out to the environmental service here about a week ago, and I left a message, left my name. I never heard back from anyone, at least no follow-up, no nothing. That kind of stuff got to change. At least get back with the customer, with the residents. If a resident's call something in, at least y'all out there at the environmental service and any other department too, at least call back and at least say, okay, we acknowledge, we got your message, and we'll be taking care of that. But I haven't heard anything back from no one out there. And I know you can call out there sometime and report dead animals in the road. Sometimes that phone will just ring. No one picks it up sometime. And when they pick it up, sometimes I just say to employees sometime out there need a little bit more training, because sometimes they come on and they be like, you be trying to tell them what street, and they be like trying to get smart with you. And I'm like, this is uncalled for here. I mean, I'm trying to report something, so don't be on their phone trying to get smart.
So again, people, if you see anybody, I don't care if they got on vests or hard hats and in trucks with lights on, if you see people out there bending down, messing around, any street lights, I don't care if it's not in Deerfield, it could be in Pompano. You see somebody out there at night, out there, messing around with the lights out there, call it in. Get the tag number and call it in, because these people are stealing the copper and the metal out of the lights, and that's leaving us in the dark.
Yeah, so safety hazard going down Dixie at night. You go down there, go past 15th and look go past and look how dark it is down there. I mean, they just got the lights. The lights was out for almost 6, 7, 8 months. Yeah, every time they get them back on, longer, because I think
for a month or two, and then they go out and they steal it again. So sometimes we had some information that came into us that the thieves are dressing up like construction workers. Like they go out there and, they have on safety vests and hard hats, and they looking like they're working on the pole, but in reality, they out there stealing. So again, if you see some trucks out there, with little stickers on the side of a personal truck saying that they're independent contractors, get the tag number and write it down and call BSO or whatever city you're in, and then let BSO come out there and check it out. If it's nothing, let them keep on doing their work. If they authorized to be there, but they doing it real slick. I'm thinking they might be doing it in the daytime. They might be doing it right in front of your eyes, So you see something, say something.
It's also a reward. It's on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Go back and look. You might have to scroll down. I'll put it up again if you got information. Hey, because it's hurting our community over here. You ride down Dixie, it's dark. I mean, if they get caught, you want to call it snitching or whatever you want to call it. Don't have no sympathy for them going over there stealing the copper. That's making our community over here dark. To me, though, they're enemies of our community doing something like that. So it is what it is. Also, you got anything else there?
No, I think that's about it.
I just wanted to say, are y'all seeing the appointments that Donald Trump is making I mean, he's putting some rough characters in there. He's choice is Marco Rubio for Secretary of State. That will mean Rubio will have to give up his seat, and DeSantis will appoint someone, which, according to the news, he's going to appoint. I know she's Cuban. She's from South Florida. I don't know her name, but it's been about 4 or 5 names thrown out there. But you know, that was, I can deal with Marco Rubio. He kind of stays in the middle, but you know, he's
not one of those MAGA
hardcore
Republicans. He's a Republican, but he's not one of those crazy MAGA Republicans.
And he's Secretary of State. He'll be Secretary of State if confirmed. But you got some people like
Rick Scott.
Hesketh, he's going to be the defense secretary. This guy was on Fox News talking all reckless and talking all crazy and reckless. Now he's people better watch that. And also you have Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz was under investigation for trafficking young women, a young woman here in Florida. Matt Gaetz is from Florida. He's from northern Florida. But Trump has nominated on his Truth Social page. He said that, and go look on our. I didn't put it on our page. It's just President-elect Donald Trump has chosen Florida Representative Matt Gaetz as his pick for Attorney General. You got a reckless guy like Matt Gaetz. That's why I say people sitting there, you know, cheering for Trump. Matt Gaetz is one of the most dangerous individuals you will ever see. So soon as the police shoot someone down, he's not going to investigate it. So if one of your loved ones gets shot, and I know people always say, well, they're shooting under the Democrats. Yes, they were. They were killing black men and women under President Obama, under Biden, under Trump. But at least President Obama and Biden DOJ was at least investigating these people. No charges might not have was brought, but at least they put effort to at least investigate. You get this guy, Matt Gaetz. This guy is a dangerous individual. Just go back and Google him. Google his name. Go back and look at some of his YouTube videos. Matt Gaetz is one of the most dangerous. And people are on social media saying this is a joke. No, it's not a joke. And Trump was just saying here, when Trump was in Florida here weeks ago, Trump was saying him and Gaetz was together. And I guess this was the big surprise that Trump was saying, that we got a surprise. We'll let everyone know after the election. Well, here it is right now. You got Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz, like I say, was under investigation for trafficking a high school, allegedly trafficking a high school girl. High school student. So this is the guy. Like I say again, y'all on the clock. January 20th, you're on the clock.
And what about Tim Scott?
Also,
Tim Scott.
That's what I wanted to say.
Why haven't they named him? He was out there advocating for him, and that guy up in North Carolina.
Byron Donalds up from Florida. Byron Donalds, another MAGA nut from northern Florida. All these black folks that was out there advocating for Trump. Why haven't Trump, and I said it the other day, why haven't Trump gave any of them cabinet positions? Why? I'm asking that question to Trump supporters and everyone else, that why are no black people getting cabinet positions in the Trump administration? 16% of blacks voted for Donald Trump. Okay. We had so many people advocating here right on our podcast here, and that's cool. But I want to ask them the question, why are no blacks being put in cabinet positions by Donald Trump?
Wasn't it one that got the attorney general here, the black guy? Wasn't it some guy that was under DeSantis administration? He was the attorney, some surgeon general or something like that.
Well, that was Ben Carson when he was in Trump's last administration. That black guy, he's for DeSantis. I know you talking about. He was over talking reckless was during COVID.
They called his name.
For what position?
Yeah, I forgot what it was, but his name was mentioned.
Yeah, well, you know, they're gonna put a bunch of flunkies in there. I mean, at least Biden. You can talk about Biden had his faults but at least they put Lloyd Austin and they put other highly qualified black, and I ain't saying no minorities. The heck with that. I'm talking about black people. At least he put Lloyd Austin in a high position, and you had I can't think of the congressman name. He was put in a high position in Biden's administration. He was like the chief of staff or something. I can't think of his name, Richardson, but he was put in a high position. Why don't we see that now with Trump? So all you Trump supporters out there, and that's cool, be as it may. I don't have a problem, but ask that question there. Ask that question, just like you was asking questions about Kamala. Ask that question, why are no black people being put in cabinet positions in the Trump administration?
And what tangibles are you going to demand from the Republican Party like you demanded from the Democratic Party? What tangible, what are you going to ask? Are you going to ask them for reparations?
Well, Trump was just saying he's going to get he's going to give reparations to some he was saying some white Americans who he felt were wronged. They're going to get pardoned.
All of those people that got arrested up in the insurrection up there, he's gonna pardon.
Oh, he said it. He's gonna pardon all of them.
One of them.
All of their charges will be wiped clean. And Trump did pardon in his last administration. He pardoned Kwame Kilpatrick. He pardoned what's his name? Harry O. Harry O was in prison back in the 90s. Harry O was actually one of the original
Kodak Black.
Kodak Black, but Harry O was one of the original people in Death Row Records. People, when you hear Death Row, people think of Dr. Dre and Suge Knight, but it was also Harry O was the one who put the money up when they bought the building from Dick Griffey. Everyone probably in the music business remember Dick Griffey. He was a big music executive. Rest in peace, Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory. Not Dick Gregory, but Griffey. He was a big record executive here in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. But people don't know Harry O was actually, he financed Death Row originally. And Harry O was in prison, and he had one of the first movies with Denzel Washington in it as an actor. So right now, Harry O and Snoop Dogg are actually the owners. You hear Snoop Dogg, but it's not. It's Harry O also right now, who Trump pardoned. So Trump did pardon a lot of black people when that was in prison that Obama and Biden let languish in prison. And Biden still, I like to see Biden pardon list when he leaves. So that is very important. So a lot of people do. I can't understand. No, I don't overall understand why they voted for Trump, but you could see some of the things that the Democrats could have done, pardoning some of these people that been in, they didn't kill anyone. Look at Kwame Kilpatrick. Kwame Kilpatrick was the mayor of Detroit. Kwame did some of the same things these Florida politicians did. They gave Kwame 28 years. Okay, for something that someone normally get about 4 years. They gave this man 28 years, and because Donald Trump let Kwame Kilpatrick out, and Obama had a chance to let him out. Biden had a chance to let him out, but they didn't do it.
It's a wake-up call for the Democratic Party. This ought to be the wake-up call for the Democratic Party to come back in 4 years and fight like hell to get back up in the White House. Because if you don't, you're going to continue to just go downhill. And
also, Donald Trump advocated, if he's able to pull this off, this will be major for
reciprocity
workers. Well, he already said with the
federal reciprocity with the
guns.
Firearms. Yeah, that includes New York and all these other states that don't allow you at all to have a firearm. Right. If he passes federal,
that is major for gun owners like us, responsible gun owners.
Go to New York.
Democrats could have done that. You didn't, so you lost out there. You lost voters there.
That I like.
That I like too. If Trump able to do it, which he should, because he have the House, he have the Senate, and and I say again, he have the U.S. Supreme Court. But let me say this for the working class Americans: Donald Trump promised in a campaign speech about 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago that if elected, he was going to change overtime, that your overtime pay, if you work overtime, you will not be taxed. That is major. The Democrats should have done that. Okay. Now, I don't know, maybe the Republicans would have stopped them. That would have been good to see, but that was something the Democrats.
He didn't have the votes to do it.
Well, remember he had the Senate, and
at one time, yes, he could have. That's when they have the Senate and the House. They should do these.
Yeah,
things.
No, Biden had the Senate.
They sit back and want to reach over the aisle. The Republicans say, we're not reaching over the aisle. We're gonna just do it."
So Trump is advocating right now, if you work overtime, you work whatever over overtime, you're not going to get taxed on that. That is major. That is major for working class people.
Yeah.
So, and I say again, the Democrats could have done that. And let me say this too, to the Trump supporters, whoever you are, Trump said, I have the speech. Trump said that he was going to do that. That was a campaign promise. Hold him accountable for that to the working class people, not to get taxed on overtime pay. That is major. If Trump able to pull that off, let me tell you something. That would look
he has the House and the Senate. He can do it.
Very bad on the Democratic Party, because they say they for the working class people. They should have been able to pull that off.
They had the House and the Senate one time. They had I believe Biden. I don't know if Biden had the House, and he had the House, but he didn't have the Senate. But still, man, the Democrats, this will be a wake up call for the Democratic Party to start, start doing some things here, making good on your promises and everything. People are tired of it. A lot of people say we've been voting Democrat, for Democrats all of our lives, and what have they done for us?
Nobody here is a Republican either, so don't start that.
No, I'm not a Republican. No,
for that. But the truth is,
I vote on issues. I vote on issues. Some of the things that the Republicans, bring forth. I can say, yeah, I like them, but some of the things the Democrats. So I'm like right there in the middle.
Okay,
I'm more of an independent voter myself.
Yeah, me too. Me too, but I'm a Democrat. But I mean, I saw the mistakes that
tax cuts. We will end all taxes on overtime. You know what that means?
Fair use.
Think of that. Think of that. That gives people more of an incentive to work. It gives the companies it's a lot easier to get the people. And, I went to some economists, great ones, and I said, what do you think? They said, it would be unbelievable. You'll get a whole new workforce by doing that. No taxes on overtime. The people who work overtime are among the hardest working citizens in our country. And for too long, no one in Washington has been looking out for them. Those are the people that really work. They're police officers, nurses, factory workers, construction workers, truck drivers, and machine operators. It's time for the working man and woman to finally catch a break, and that's what we're doing, because this is a good one. And I think it's going to be great for the country. So that's why we will be saying that if you're an overtime worker, when you're past 40 hours a week, think of that. Your overtime hours will be tax-free. Okay, good. You're going to have it too. And unlike Biden, where he tells you that you don't have to pay your school tuition and he gets rejected, then he goes again and again. Now it's totally gone. Or as they say in politics, it's debunked. It's gone. That was terrible. He kept saying to these students, no more loans, which was very unfair to the millions of people that actually paid off their loans over the years. Some of them took 20 years to pay them off, But that's a dead deal. That's totally dead. They tried to revive it 2 weeks ago. That didn't work out too well. That's a totally dead deal. But these will be 3 things that will get done. So if you think about no tax on tips, think of that. Think about this. and the Social Security for our seniors, because the seniors have been destroyed by inflation. It's unfair. And this is like a whole new life for them,
Yeah,
because
you
you're
hear what
talking
he's
about a lot of
saying.
money. So no tax on Social Securities for our great seniors.
Hold him accountable.
And this last one is no tax. You work your ass off, no tax on overtime. And that's so good for the employer. One of our economists said, I think that's actually going to bring money into our economy. You know, when I cut taxes, we had the largest tax cut in history. And when I cut taxes with a much lower rate the following year, we took in more money than we ever took in with a much higher rate. People, the jobs, people work by a lot.
All right, so there you have it. So you have it right
Hold him
there.
accountable. But that is great. What
No tax.
what he's doing, if he's able to pull that off, the Democrats should have been able to pull that off. That is something they should have done for the working class, but they didn't, and that's probably one of the reasons why they won. Yeah, Sherman, the American Rescue Plan definitely benefited the city of Deerfield. That's how a lot of the drainage projects are being done right now. A lot of the charging stations are here. The American Rescue Plan by Biden was excellent. Can never deny that. But you remember, it was the Republicans trying to stop it. But no, that was one of accomplishments for the Biden administration. That is how right now, how the city of Deerfield Beach is getting those meters, those water meters, those AMI meters. That
Smart
was all,
meters,
those smart meters, that's all from the Biden administration. Biden had a lot of good stuff. All I'm saying is that right here, what we just had on there, he could have did with the working class people. He could have with the tax. All I say to the people out there, hold him accountable. He made that doing a campaign speech. Hold him accountable. But no, Biden with the tax credit for the kids, the aid to the states and local government during COVID was excellent. No one can never take that away from Joe Biden. He did a good job there. Yeah. And I know a lot of people tried to discredit that, but that was one of
Let's see what he does with his inflation.
Main accomplishments during his 4 years. And I would never say he didn't do anything. All I'm saying again is he could have did something like that for the working class person. And if Trump able to pull that off, JD Vance it's gonna be
82
hard.
years old in 82, 83 in 4 years, Trump.
Yeah. And
so he was saying that Biden was too old, so he'll be the same age in 4 years. So
yeah, he'll be the same. So that's a total hypocrisy.
He's already showing signs of being,
right, he's a lunatic anyway. Yeah, Trump is a lunatic, and like I say, hold him accountable, just like everyone held the Democrats accountable. Hold Trump accountable. Hold him accountable. He just named 3 things. He said Social Security, no tax on the Social Security. Remember, he just said that, and he said the overtime, no tax on the overtime, no tax on tips. So people who work for tips, waitresses and everyone that work in that line of business, bartenders or whatever, hold Trump accountable. How
do they tax tips? Tips, people hand you $5. How are they gonna tax that?
I don't know how
you know what I'm saying? So just think about it. When you out eating, or you go out and you get your tire fixed, and the guy take the nail out of your tire and repair your tire and put it back on, you go and pay the lady, but then you walk over there and give the guy a tip. How are they gonna tax that $5 I just gave that guy?
They're not.
That's what I'm saying. So just think about it. He's saying no tax on tips. How are they going to keep track of tips unless they go to digital currency?
Well, from what I was told, and I don't know how this worked, but it was like they're not getting the minimum wage because they're tip. I was told that they might be making $5, $6, $7, $8 an hour.
Yeah, $10 an hour.
Something like that. They're not getting like the minimum wage here now in Florida.
But in order to tax,
it's like $14 here now.
The tip, they would have to collect the tips and keep count of it and say, okay, you got $300 worth of tips, so we got to tax you on.
Well, they'll change that policy, I think, as far as that minimum wage, or how they're gonna have to change it. The governor, let Governor DeSantis
got to go through the employer.
Let Governor DeSantis figure that out.
Go to digital currency.
Let him figure that out. We're not the economic experts, economic experts. Let them figure it out. But all I'm saying is hold him accountable to what he made in those campaign speeches. Hold him accountable.
Yeah.
And before we get off, I want to see some more black people. Everybody else advocate for your own ethnic groups, but I want to see some black people in those cabinet jobs with Trump. Hold him accountable.
Tim Scott was on there, advocating for him, but why didn't he come right out and say, Tim Scott, you're going to be one of my main
He's not
people on my staff here.
Trump not going to put no black person in
Tim
no
Scott on there,
he's not going to put no black person in no position of where national security
like
is
McMahon
involved
and Hulk Hogan and stuff like that.
Yeah, he had McMahon's wife Linda under the energy or something before when he was in there from 2016 to 20. He had all these people in there, but again, 16% of blacks voted for him, and you had a lot of black men on our podcast advocating and on Facebook and wherever else advocating.
Not on my job as well.
I want to see those people hold Donald Trump. I want to see them say they want some more black people on Trump's cabinet. As I said before, Trump will not put black people in positions of national security. It's almost like he don't trust us. So let me see him put someone in national security. All I gonna see now is white faces in there, and I know hopefully no one take this in the wrong way, but I want to see some more faces, some more black faces that was out there advocating for him in positions.
Yeah, and you're right. You're right, Sherman. I don't, Dr. Mars. I don't think he'll appoint Tim Scott. No, he's in South Carolina. Because if a senator, I'm thinking he's from North Carolina, because if he leaves, if he was a senator in North Carolina and he goes to be on Trump's staff, then that means the governor can appoint someone to the seat, which they have a Democratic governor in North Carolina. I'm pretty sure that he wouldn't put another Republican back in there. So Tim Scott is in South Carolina. Right. So yeah, so
it wouldn't be feasible
North
for
Carolina,
him.
Yeah.
But Byron Donaldson, he's been on every show for the last year advocating for Donald Trump. Put him in something. All I'm saying again, you had a lot of black men advocating for Donald Trump, but I want to hear them the same way they were advocating. I want to hear them.
Donaldson is running for governor of Florida.
Yeah, and he it's a good chance. I don't know if they're gonna allow a black man to be the governor here. I don't believe Florida is ready for when I say I don't believe the residents of Florida will elect a black governor. I just don't see it. Good luck if it does, but I don't see it.
We'll see. So again, January the 20th, you Republicans will be on the clock. And trust me, this podcast will hold all of these young black men and black women and they don't even have to be young. Black men and black women, if you voted for the orange man, trust me, we won't forget.
Yeah, we talked about Matt Gaetz as the Attorney General. A guy that was under investigation for trafficking a high school young lady. They couldn't have picked a worse person than Matt Gaetz.
All right, so we've been talking a little bit of politics. We talked a little bit about different things on here tonight. We talked about a number of subjects. The state of the city at the Johnny L. Tigner Center is next week. Next Wednesday at November the 20th at the Johnny L. Tigner Center. So that's a nice event. You can put on your nice suit and a tie or shirt and a tie and get ready for that event. I'm planning on attending myself. So this is a pop-up podcast, man. We've been on here for the last 2 hours almost.
Getting ready to get off. We had Rebecca Medina on earlier.
We'll be back on Monday, November the 18th. We're going to have Dan Hertz. He's a candidate for mayor here with the city of Deerfield Beach. We've already got him scheduled. And we're going to have...
Mr. Hertz is an activist here.
He's an activist, yeah.
So he's very involved here. And so far, it's just two people in the race for mayor It's Vice Mayor Todd Drosky and Dan Hertz so far, which some people say they expect someone else to enter. I don't know who that person is. Maybe someone might, but qualifying, I believe, is still open right now until somewhere here in the next few weeks or whatever. But I don't know. I think maybe it just might be between Mr. Hertz and Mr. Drosky for the mayor of Deerfield. Also, you're going to have a Todd Drosky's old seat up, District 4. I don't know who qualified,
It's
if
3 or 4,
anyone.
I think 2 or 3 people out there running, and for Drosky's seat, and
And you're also going to have
Shelley in 3.
Barney Parnas position open. That's the older gentleman from Century Village. His position is open, so you're actually going to have 3 seats open. That's
Up for grabs.
in the March 2025 election.
4 months. 4 months.
In
ladies
4
and gentlemen.
months. So 3 seats will be up, and in 2027, I believe it is, it'll be another 2 seats up. That will be District
26,
1
isn't it?
or 27.
Oh.
27, there will be 2 seats up, District 1 and District 2. So people get out and vote here coming March. Like I said, again, we're going to have 3 open seats up, District 3, District 4, and for the mayor of Deerfield Beach.
I have a whole new face up there on the commission, which I think is much needed. You need some new, fresh ideas up there. The people that's been there, yeah, you've done a good job, but it's time to move out of the way and let some more people come in and move this city forward. So everybody, thank you for rocking with us, man, on our podcast here, man. We thank you all for watching us here. Each
Sherman,
and every week.
that's a thought. I'm probably gonna do it.
Wayne Adams for District 2. Oh, there you go.
I'm probably gonna do it.
He said he's probably gonna do it. So you heard it first right here on the Adams Brothers podcast. Thank you all for watching, man. We love you all.
I
And
can
there's
represent this city.
absolutely nothing that you all can do about it. We love you, man. Thank you for rocking with us, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night, everybody.